Good afternoon, folks. How are you doing? Leo Naranjo here on the road. And a few weeks back, there was a report in our local newspaper, Sacramento BEE, about low-income housing, and the residents that were highlighted there showed you inside in their report what they looked like, how they lived, and the conditions that these people are being more or less required to endure. And so what I did here was I'm kind of driving around in the area. It's in Sacramento, and this is called one of the areas, the CV projects, low-income housing. This is where folks who are barely able to make it are housed in Sacramento. Now the report basically said it's going to take upwards of $3 to $11 billion to bring all these homes up to code. I'll dig out the news article and let you see for yourself what was reported on there. But these housing communities of this nature have been allowed to dilapidate. The Sacramento Housing Regional Authority has relinquished their control, and they use the excuse that they combine with the with the local city government and county government to share responsibility, which of course means that nobody is responsible for anything because there's too much finger pointing on who's supposed to do what when they're supposed to do it. There's never any money. These type of housing units right here are in the condition that if they were to be used as jail cells, you would have all kinds of lawsuits because they're not good enough for prisoners. But if they're not good enough for prisoners, why are they good enough for families? Why are they good enough for poor people? And it's a shame. These are very old units, so obviously there's going to be a time length that's going to be involved. There's historical content that'll be utilized as the excuse of why they can't fix them, and so on and so forth down the line. But this is one of the areas that I'm looking at. They should have already been dealt with. They should have already been up to code. They should have already been refurbished, revamped, kept decent for those people that are required to live here, that are living here. And it's despicable of what our government has done and what it is doing to its citizens under these conditions. Nobody should have to live like this. It's deplorable. We talk about affordable housing. Obviously, nothing is there. And this is what I mean by responsibility. People have to take responsibility. And the agencies that are dealing with this should have already had their collective acts together. So we need to relook at this. We need to have investigation. Where is all this money going for SHRA housing? Why are these communities allowed to be so dilapidated and run down? If there's dual responsibility, we need to get it focused on one so we can start making the adjustments that we need and not have this type of deplorable blight on our society. So thank you very much. My name is Leo Naranjo IV, and we'll be in touch.